Okay, so people are asking me, when are the new PSE Supra Focuses going to come in store? Now, I've just had a big shipment in stock, and I've got part of it behind me, and I'll just show you the shooting range. So you can see I have been working. There's a shooting range with all boxes down there, and that's kind of all filled up with boxes down there, and the container's still yet to be emptied. But anyway, so PSE just came in. And I'm not very good at going live, but let's just try this. I'll try and stack up the... Right. So, PSE shipment. Box. Now with the PSE Focus, PSE Supra,
So which mini burner
you always take a guess of how many you're going to sell. Now with the Hoyt Prevail,
we've got the new one,
which is a popular target bow, I had one in stock and it took me 2 years to sell it. This is how many Focuses I've just ordered without even seeing the bow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got that. I just forget to at the moment.
So we have a black 50,
I'm pretty sure
a gold. We might as well open these up so you can have a look.
Is it 40? All together.
There's the gold Supra.
Oh, the new one is adjustable. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Thanks a lot.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks,
So, yeah.
Terry. Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Right. Okay. So let's go to the orders.
The black Supra. Black used to be such a popular colour before, and it's kind of faded away because the other colours are so bright now. The black looks pretty good. The red strings. That's why we work in our store on our knees.
Oh, you didn't just do that.
Okay, green. PSE was so slow with the... My phone rings non-stop and the shop's open now, so... The green. Strings look nice. Nice green. I really like the green. One of the biggest questions when you're buying a bow is what colour you're going to buy. So that was a green 50, the next one's a green 60. They have some sort of accessories in here, but theory riser. spin around. Okay, this is one of the coolest colors. I can't read because my eyes are so bad. This is a black cherry. Black cherry is like a really nice color. It's like a deep red, much nicer than the red. Wouldn't it be nice if you could see the colors properly? Let's see if I can move it down here. So that's the dark cherry. It's a really, really nice color. Right. That's the dark cherry. Black cherry. Which one for Jim? I think Jim has enough bows. Cherry red. Another black cherry. So basically I ordered the Supra in, I think, most of the colors in 50 and 60. 50s are generally more for, I'm going to say, older people and like ladies. I would shoot 50 for indoor. 60 is a little bit more popular because obviously archery is male dominated and guys like to shoot 60 pounds. So we've got a black 60. Okay, SB stands for, I can't even imagine what SB stands for. SB. I'm thinking satin black, but it's clearly not satin black. This is sky blue, which you've already seen in the YouTube video. Actually, this looks different. Anyway, it looks different to the other blue. And I could be wrong, but this looks bluer. It's a really pretty blue. The other one I did in the review, which you'll see on the PSE website, looks like a lighter blue. It's almost on a titanium color. This is definitely more on a blue scale. It's a very pretty blue. So it's not a dark blue. It's a nice blue. Now, I, for one, if PSE is watching, I'd like coloured limbs. So it's up to you, but I like coloured limbs. You know, always leave a note if you like coloured limbs. I'd like an option for coloured limbs. Now, with PSE and with most manufacturers, I never know when stuff's going to arrive. I got asked yesterday when I expect to see Supras, the 2019s in stock, and I said 3 weeks, and today they physically arrived. So, yeah, I had no idea it was going to arrive. They just turned up. So, some blue, some blue. And that's it. So that's all the Supras I have. So I have satin blue, or sky blue, black cherry, gold. I think there's only one gold there, but there should be two. Because I assume if they're anodized, I assume they do one color at a time. So, yeah, there was only one gold, and there was 60 and green, obviously. Green and 60 and 50. So if you've got any questions, I'll see if I can get a better light position. I'll look around my shop. These are all new products which have come in, which are really cool. If you want to see some new products I've got coming, these look really cool. I'm not on the website yet, but I'll show you. This is a traditional hunting recurve. If you're going to ask me a price, I don't know. Grips. So there's no sight window. you've got 2 limb options for this. Now, it's not international fitting limbs. It's a bolt-on limb system. You have the longbow limb. So basically, it's down longbow, which is that limb there. Now I'm going to zoom up to see the limb tips. They've got felt on the back of the limb. And they've also got inner recurve. So same riser, but you've got the option of 2 different limbs. So that's pretty cool. Now let's see if I can read if you've got any questions. Wish I got the Perform X in Cherry Red. You're just happy if you're going to Perform X, I figure. Checking wind mount darts, gear, move the camera, might have to review that. Yeah, we've got all dart stuff. We've got lots of dart stuff. We've got lots of different brands. In fact, there's no darts suppliers down south of Adelaide. Now, Adelaide's got a population of about, let's say, 1.4 million people. There's one dart shop out north called Swiftlight, and there's literally us. But I know really nothing about darts. I mean, I threw darts when I was at university, but I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't very successful, but I played in competition. But yeah, I didn't know much, so darts wasn't my thing, but we do have darts. The blue was really nice. Yeah, I like the blue. Hi, how many 2018 PSE stealths do you have? I've got no idea. So I've definitely got, there's the wall. So there's one on the wall. So we'll walk out the back. So we're looking for stealths. You've got to forgive my memory because I've got a fair bit going on. So this is my shop. If you want to see anything while I'm live, you can just ask. I can take you around and show you where we store stuff. That's the Evolves. Mini burners. I've got mini burners over there. Discoveries, mini burners. Now, these Supras would be the 2018 Supra. We're looking for stealths. Oh, there's a stealth there. Camo 70. Expedite, Carbonaires. Stealth 60 camo. Stealth 29. Stealth 60 camo. Stealth 70 camo. Stealth 70 camo. Stealth 70 camo. Stealth black 70. I think that's probably it. Performs, Phenoms, shoot downs, ferocities. I don't know if you can see the stuff. Stingers, responses, which I think was probably got renamed. I think that's it. So that was all the stealths I have in stock. Let's see if I can read any other questions. Shoot down or new Supra? Yeah, good question. Stealths. Yeah, I like the black cherry. I reckon the black cherry is cool. It's a pity you can't get the accessories in black cherry because you're stuck with either black, then fitting black accessories, or the red accessories, and the reds, you know, it's hard to match red. What model takedown longbow is that? Now, comes from a company called Zhongxing out of China, and you can call it whatever you want. That model is a F172. So they give stuff names like numbers, and then as a supplier, as a buyer, you can call them whatever you want. So you could call it a Hawk or a Falcon or something like that. So you'll see that same bow listed on, let's pick Lancaster. And Lancaster will hate me for it, but that's fine because, you know, it's just the way life is. They'll call it something else and they'll have their own brand for it. So on Lancaster Archery, you'll see their exact bow with a different name, with a brand. They've got a brand, but it comes from Zhongxing. And you might see it from other bow manufacturers as well. But it's not on my website yet. Will you be reviewing the triax? I tried to, but then I had this guy come in from Netherlands. The triax I was going to review, and he brought it. So I sold 3 triaxes in the same week. So yeah, I will be ordering more triaxes, but unfortunately 3 of them sold the same week. How am I doing with Obsession? Really poorly. I think they're a really nice bow, so I've got Obsession behind me. The Turmoil, I don't think I've sold any. I think the Turmoil is a fantastic bow. The Target stuff hasn't sold. I think it's quite a nice product. I have sold a Fixation and probably another Fixation. I have had a few people ring about Fixation. So, but you've also, with Obsession, it's top-end stuff. Most customers are recreational shooters, so top-end stuff is not your main selling item. Most people buy cheaper stuff. Just made another order. Thanks for making an order. Thank you. Trip over soon. Good, yeah, thanks. The new Supra has a very sensible riser. No gimmicks. Yeah, we all like the back design, except for Ken in my club who hates the back design. Hey, what's up, Gabe? PSE Mini Burner. What year are those? Okay, so the PSE Mini Burner we have in last year's 2018 and 2017. Now, the 2017 Mini Burner, I haven't actually compared yet. The Mini Burner for 2017 is a superior bow to the 2018, and I've got them behind me there. The 2018 model has got the Chinese limbs. The 2017 has got the American limbs. The 2018 model, PSE have already changed the cam system on it to be, I think, almost the same as the 2017 model, but the 2018 model is significantly cheaper. So most of those mini burners you saw, and there's another pile on the other side, are 2018s. I do have a few 2017s left. Hi from Russia. Hi, Russia. It's amazing, isn't it? Do I stock a few left-handed of all models? I try and stock left-handed. It's all got to do with how many you sell. The Supra, I'm pretty sure, it only comes in left-handed. Sorry, it only comes in right-handed. So those recurves that you sort of saw me show before, I will stock about 1 left-handed to about 5 right-handed products. With compounds, it's probably more like 1 to 10. So 1 left-handed, 10 right-handeds. So how's it going? It's going pretty good, except I'm pretty tired from unpacking the container. Does it take long to get a custom Final Pro X? I would quote 6 weeks. I do have a person who's ordered a Fixation. I think he ordered about 6 weeks ago. I know it's ready to go. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it hasn't left yet. It may have left, or it may be waiting for trophy taker accessories. But basically, it was ready after about 5 weeks being made. And I think that's a pretty standard sort of time, 5 to 6 weeks to be made. Does it take long to get custom? Okay. Hi from Montana. Hi, Montana. Nice bow shop. If you want to see around, I can take you upstairs. I can show you in the container what we do. Hi from Nashville. Nashville, nice little spot. I've been there. Hi from Orlando. Florida. I've been to Florida. That's nice. Nice weather. Not like here at the moment. When adjusting let off on a shoot down, which way is higher? So to reduce the let off, so to make less let off, you move the draw stop forward. So basically, you're not going to the valley. So all the way back, you're basically in the valley. More if you had no draw stop, you would have 100% let off, and the bow physically locks, if you know what I mean. You just draw back and you get 100% let off. So if you had no draw stop, you get 100% let off, but then you can't shoot because there's no tension on the strings. So hopefully that answers that. Have I got any new 2019 Olympic recurves? I actually have a new company, which is in the container. It comes from China, and they've been set up as an Olympic supplier by the Chinese government. And they are going to make Olympic recurves, signs, flags, numbers, sights, stabilizers, and they're actually in the container, but I haven't seen them yet. So, but yeah, Win and Win has got no new target recurves for 19 yet. I've only got the 2018 stuff there. California, hi California. Hello from Nashville. Sorry. Justine let off, shoot down. Yep, I've done that. Yeah, I've actually been in America. So my dad had an archery shop, mum had an archery shop. And when I was thinking about setting up an archery shop, I went to America. I went to probably 20 states, and I went and saw 70 archery shops. I kid you not, maybe 80. Now, there are some good archery shops in America, predominantly hunting. I struggled to find a target shop as far as one that sells target accessories in America. I think there's one in Las Vegas who had a little bit of target gear, but you're talking one target bow. I think you had one target recurve. I struggled, but there was lots of hunting heads on the walls. But yeah, I wanted to have basically a huge variety, so people have got a huge choice, but that leads into huge amounts of problems for me keeping my stock up. So if I'm dribbling, just let me know. But so for example, like I love Shrewd, and there's all the Shrewd stuff there. At the moment, I'm waiting. Shrewd had an order ready, but then I'm so far out of Shrewd, I ordered more, and that took ages. So I reckon I've been waiting 2 months for Shrewd. I've been waiting 4 months for Spot Hog. So having a huge variety creates huge problems for me. And I just don't know when stuff's coming. So any plans on the Jungsing F261? I don't know what an F261 is. I'm sorry. I have to look it up. But I'm basically, I stocked most of the Jungsing, and Jungsing had some new bows out just released today. Like last night, they sent me through some pictures of some international fitting limb recurves, hunting recurves, which look really cool, and some really cool camos. And I was like, yeah, I'll take some of those. And I said, just tell me the price and tell me the length. And she said, I haven't got that yet, but I'll give it to you in a couple of days. So should I give up my Prevail for a PSE? Now, on that, I've got a guy in Canberra. Is a really good shooter, Greg, and he's been shooting since he was 20. So I've known him for 28 years. He just went away with the Australian team to the World Cup. He shoots a Prevail, and I gave him a Perform to have a shot with. Now, so out of 720 points, he kind of shoots around 705. He shoots every day. He's doing gym and he's working really hard. So I gave him the Perform to shoot, and he shot 705 straight out of the box with it. Literally the first week he had it, his first shoot with it. So the same as his Point Prevail. So what he said to me was he shoots the same score with the Prevail as the Perform, except he found the Perform easier to shoot. Now, if that makes any sense. But in my review, that's basically what I said. I think the Prevail shoots really well if you shoot it well, but if you shoot it poorly, as far as, let's say, you just let off the pressure a bit, you don't shoot that. It's hard to shoot. So the Prevail shoots well if you shoot lots and you're a keen shooter. The Perform's probably a little bit easier to shoot because of the high let off and the variation. It's got more of a valley. That's just my opinion. Less shock also in the Perform. Sorry if I missed the things. Such small writing. What sells better, hunting or target? Hunting, 95% hunting. But in South Australia is really interesting. So I was in Canberra, and Canberra's surrounded by forest. There's heaps of deer hunting and heaps of pig hunting in Canberra. And I had so many hunters. In South Australia, there's not so much hunting. So here I'm going to say it's mainly recreational shooters, like a much bigger population. The population here is 1.3. Canberra had 300,000 population, and yet I did booming sales in Canberra because there were so many hunters. Now, one of my dogs wants to be picked up. I don't know where my other dog is. Shoots way faster than my Dominator. Yeah, it does, and I think it shoots better than the Dominator. I definitely shoot better with the Perform X than the Dominator. It's got less shock, in my opinion. I think it's got a better draw cycle. What do you think about changing 50-pound limbs on a Perform X? Well, I think PSE limbs are quite affordable, unlike Hoyt. Now, see if the dog wants to go to sleep because it tucks its hand in. So limbs on a PSE, I'm just pulling numbers out the air, around $200. Limbs for a Hoyt around $450. So I think it's quite doable to change limbs. It's probably about 20 minutes work for the shop to do it. So that probably, depending on your shop, how reasonable they are with charges, my shop would probably charge $30 to swap the limbs over. I shoot an Elite Energy 35. I love the bow, but thinking about buying a PSE Evolve 35. We'll just go and give it a go. I have shot the Energy, haven't I? I haven't shot all the Evolves. All the Elites. And I do have a lead in. I found the draw cycle on the one I drew back. It drops into the valley very quickly. So if you're going to let down the bow, it really hurt my shoulder. But I haven't tried all the Elite bows, but they're really well finished. It's always best to give a bow a shot if you've got a bow shop which will let you have a shot of different bows. I love the Evolve 35, and I think the variation of modules to go from fast modules to low let-off modules to high let-off modules is a really, really good thing because you can change the feel of the entire bow. Hi, I'm from Canada. Love your shop. I want to take a trip to Australia in the future and see your shop. Actually, I have lots of people come from overseas to come and see the shop. It's amazing. I don't know why, but they do. From Philippines, I've had literally people from every country come over. And I have lots of people from interstate. I probably have 2 people a week come from interstate, fly in. Yeah, I mean, like having all the brands, I love having all the brands in stock, like, Matthews and Hoyt and PSE, Matthews, Obsession, and all that sort of stuff. But I'm going to say that the brands don't like it. PSE, Win and Win, I'm probably going to miss some. The brands don't like you having lots of different brands in the stock because it takes away. I've got Bear as well. It takes away from their sales. So they'd much prefer you just to have one brand in your shop. They might let you have 2. They might let you have 3. In South Australia and Australia, we're kind of unique because there's so few shops in Australia. So, but enabling you, I like having different brands, but it enables you to compare bows and the best bow wins, I think, based on price and quality. So, yeah, so some bow companies don't like it. Targeting in the US is a way to show off what brand the dog. Look, I think I find Target actually quite boring, but it's quite challenging for me to shoot. So it's about seeing if I put the work in, what will happen. I much prefer to shoot, like just walk around the bush and shoot targets. And for people who go hunting, and I have been hunting, but I don't get time to go hunting. I understand why you do the other stuff because it's a lot more exciting than just sitting there plugging arrows. But the dedication required, and there's a person rocking up, so my dog's going to bark. The dedication required to shoot targets or shoot target recurve, to me, is just incredible. The amount of work those people put into it. And I think it does translate through to some sales on products. I know my competitors do push the whole, look, Hoyt won, or so many shoots. So then I go, well, I've got to shoot to. So not every bow who wins is a Hoyt, because I mean, in my state, I think there's about 10, maybe 12 Hoyts given away to top shooters. So as a result, the top 3 positions are normally Hoyt. But so then you've got to go and rock up with a PSE. So I don't think it affects sales though, by the way, because most people are recreational. It's ridiculous. No Target shops. I mean, I think for Target shops, a lot of people will buy off people like Lancaster, so it takes away from the whole Target focus. A lot of the shop owners are not Target shooters. My dad didn't like having Target stuff in the shop. He liked high turnover. Target stuff. I mean, if I have a look at how many Axel Target sites I have right now, and we'll just jump down there so you can see, so you think I'm not lying. This is my Axel Target site containers. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 Axel. So 13 Axel sites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now that's just Axel top of the line $600 sites, and I have some Shibuyas there. And it's really hard for me at the moment to get Axel in. So how many Axel sites do I sell in a year? So I have 13 in stock, different colors. I probably sell 10 a year. So it's not worth having those things in stock. And when I sell them, I make about $30, $40, $50 a site. So there's not a lot of margin in it. And most of the Target stuff, there's not a lot of margin in. So like Carter release aids, there's bugger all margin in. So that's why a lot of shops don't stock it. But I like having a toy shop, so people can come in and see all the different stuff. For a beginner, should I start with a Stinger? Now, the Stinger is awesome bow. I mean, in my state, and I rave on about the Stinger enough, I had a kid in my state. Well, I had actually a whole number of kids shooting Stingers, shooting great scores. There was a girl down in Victoria who went away to the World Championships with a PSE Stinger, a $400 bow. I've got a beginner who's been shooting 6 weeks, who shot out 300, 291 for indoor, with cheap RRS, cheap sight, cheap release aid. To me, it's just an amazing bow. It shoots so well. So yes, Stinger is just. I'm gonna say also it's easy to set up, and it's just an idiot-proof bow. Like, it's very hard to break the bow. So that rock solid, and PSE is just a fantastic company to deal with. With compound archery having confirmed for Pan American Games for 2019, do you think it will happen for the Olympics? No, I don't think it'll happen for the Olympics ever. If you want me to go in, actually, one of my friends was the organizer for the Olympics and was on the board for it. For archery to be in the Olympics, it has to make money, so people have to watch it. So it has to be exciting to watch, and there has to be spectators there. I saw the Olympics when I was in Sydney, and I thought it was really, really good. I think it was a great event. A big screen. It was very exciting. The people were beating drums. A really good event to watch at the Olympics. I saw the gold medal match between Simon. So, yeah, I think it's a really good thing, but it's not publicized well. I don't think the sport does a good job with promoting it itself. And like at major events, they don't allow spectators. When I say they don't allow spectators, well, you can't see anything, so you can't watch anything. So, yeah, there needs to be a change if it's going to ever be in the Olympics. And I've been shooting since I was a kid, and they've always said it was, and I don't think it'll ever be in the Olympics. I've seen your video on the Predator longbows a while ago. Do you hear from Ron who work? Yeah. Ron passed away. He was a really nice guy. I really got on really well with him. We went out to lunch and dinner a fair few times. And Mike, I've known Mike's a lovely person. I've known Mike since I was 20, and I'm 48. So lovely people, really honest, hardworking people, and I've got a lot of time for hardworking people. What bows would you recommend for hunting priced around $800 to $1,000? I'm guessing. That depends if it's American or Australian. I think most bows are very similar in price as far as they shoot very similar. So even a Stinger versus a Drive versus, your Evolve, there's clearly a difference there, but you've got to be able to work out whether you can justify the extra dollars. Buy the expensive bow because it's worth it. But if you struggle for money, then you've got to make those calls. And I'm not going to tell you one way or the other because it depends how wealthy you are. When I was really poor, I would certainly be buying the cheaper Stinger. And I would shoot perfectly fine for that. But now I'm a little bit more established. I wouldn't be shooting a Stinger. I just buy top of the line stuff because I tend to buy the bow and I tend to use it forever. So I keep the bow. But to me, it's got to do with how much money you have. Same with the accessories too, how much money you've got. Thanks, Tony. Pse came over. I don't know. Lots of people come over to my shop. I don't know. It's a long way to come. Yeah, the Win & Win is a really nice bow. Now, the Hurricane Win & Win has stopped making hunting bows for their compounds. And if you look at my reviews, I've got 2 bad reviews on people who brought Hurricanes from me. I thought it was actually a really nice bow. I liked the bow. And I had one person come in here. They spent the entire day from Queensland shooting all the different bows. He chose a Hurricane, and about 6 months later, he rang me up and said, I'm returning the bow because it was made in China and not in Korea. I was like, whatever. So he returned it, and I returned his money. Bows would you... But yeah, Win & Win, I really like the whole thing. They've got nice bows and pretty well priced too. Have you had a look at Chaser Archery? No. We've got no idea who they are. Have you had a My Bow in your shop? There's actually one of the local archers here has My Bow. He went to England and brought one. He's now owns 2 of them. My dad, so My Bow's made by Merlin Archery. My dad used to be the distributor for Merlin Archery. Now, Merlin Archery went through a whole series of, what's the word for it? Evolutions. And they had problems with limbs and they had issues. And then they stopped making bows and then they started back up. I think their new bows look nice. For me, I don't know if they have a distributor program or whether it's just retail. There's a couple of retailers in Australia stocking them. I don't think they're selling many, but yeah, for me, I haven't. They've got some nice little accessories which they're getting made overseas, but they have some nice accessories. So it's definitely something that's crossed my mind, stocking My Bow. But it's just another brand, and if you walk around my shop, you'll see it's pretty packed. So we can walk upstairs and see how packed it is, but it's pretty full. Can you do a video with a tour of your shop? Yeah, we can walk around the shop. Victory Arrow is still shooting well. Yeah, Victory is awesome. I was so lucky to get Victory when I lost Gold Tip. I've got Gold Tip back. But Victory now is just so dominant, such a good arrow, such well priced. And it just shoots so well and so strong. And yeah, I think my session final Pro X above you. Yeah. Let's come and look at the bow store. What's your favorite bow brand and why? My favorite bow brand is clearly PSE. Not because I wear PSE clothes all the time. So my favorite, so I think PSE do good pricing. Now I think Bear is very similar price to PSE for what you get. But the service I get out of PSE is second to none. I was looking at a 1 year wait time for Bear with the last sales rep, and then he left, and this new sales rep, Christine, who's just wonderful, took over, and literally the week he left, they shipped me a shipment, and they're like, oh, we've got another shipment. A week later, I'm like, but you take a year to ship. I love the whole PSE family thing. I've been through the factory a few times, and the staff there have been working there for 20 odd years. It's like a big family. They really look after you, and if you have a problem, they just fix it. And I don't know if I'll be in trouble from PSE, but let's show you this. This on the floor. Sorry, this on the floor is a broken shoot down. Now it got broken. I'll show you the limbs. I'll show you them. Now, what happened with this bow? I sent it out. And it was perfect. So absolutely perfect. We pulled it out, had a look at it. So absolutely perfect. We send it out, and the guy at the other end, who's a shop, gets it, and it's in bits. And this is what the cams look like. Strings. Now, it was really weird because the limbs were off the riser. Now, the only way you get those limbs off the riser is unbolt the wedge lock system and unbolt the limb bracket. But the bow was destroyed. Now, there was 3 bits of tape on the box. I probably sound like I'm dribbling, but this is why I love PSE. There's 3 bits of tape on the box which weren't there when I shipped it out because I put packing tape on it. So when he got it, there was a hole in the box, so it's possible something pierced the box, but I don't think it would cause this level thing. I don't know if someone opened it and derailed the bow and dry fired or what, but it's the biggest destroy, like the limb just there. The cable rod hit the limb. I don't know how that happens. PSE goes, well, just giving you a bow. There was nothing wrong with the PSE bow. It had absolutely nothing to do with them. I couldn't claim it on insurance because the box wasn't destroyed. And they just go, we'll give you a new bow. I don't know if that's putting my sales rep in trouble or not. If it is, they can just charge me. But it's not PSE's fault. And they just go, we'll fix it. And for me, being a shop, that's a $2,000 bow. They just fixed it. Now, you don't make a lot of money in an archery shop. So for me, that's just priceless. I think PSE priced their products really well in the marketplace. They've got a product for target archers. They've got products for hunters. They've got products for beginners. They've got a good range of accessories, and it's competitors there. They don't do target stuff. Hoyt are more expensive. They're really for the elite archer. Matthews actually matches up quite well, but I think the PSE Stinger is better than the Craze. The PSE modules are really good, how they all adjust, so it makes it easy for shops to stock. So that's why I like PSE. Martin used to be really good in the past, but then they kind of fell in a hole. Do we carry pistol grip releases? Yes, we do. Margins in the US. I think margins are something, there's shops in America who build kits who do them really cheap. But the margins are really, really low. So my margins generally, so you take an X10 shaft, there's no margin. There's nothing. You don't make any money. So you take most of the bows, top end bow, wholesale is less than 10%, and you might run 20% for retail. On some smaller items, you run slightly higher. Yep, see, like you own a 35, but you love the Stinger. Yeah, that's pretty common. People love Stingers. They're awesome. Can you do a video with the tour of your shop? Yeah, okay. We'll walk around the shop while I'm talking and try and read. Sorry, the writing's so small. It's really hard. What you have back their money up to 6 months of shooting a bow. Wow. Yeah, you don't want bad reviews and you don't want unhappy customers. And sometimes like that bow, like it was $1,000 bow. I think I sold it for $600 or $700. So basically it was $400 just to shut him up. So it's just not worth arguing basically. So this is the front of my store. We'll walk out inside my store. I'll try and walk outside the store. So this is the front of my store, if you can see it. That's the front of my store. You'll see there's no signs. I used to have a store in Canberra, and I had all signs. I used to get broken into every month. So I was going to put signs up on this store, but they wanted $10,000 for signs, and I was like, yeah, I'm not putting $10,000 on. But I've been really lucky. I've been here 4 years. I haven't been broken into. That's a container. I've got a container there full of archery gear. The big 40-foot one. There's a little shooting range out there, and we'll run upstairs. It's really cold. So we've got a string making jig, especially archery, string making jig just there. This is stuff going out today to shops. So I do TNT on this side. I do fast way just there. I do careers please there and Australia Post there. There's one of the girl there was one of the signs I did. I was going to do an ad with her, but the magazine said it was too raunchy. So
This is the absent staff. That's why.
We'll just run upstairs. All right, good. Okay, so this is like customers don't come up here. So you've got Victory stuff there, Victory there, bow cases, bow stands. These are some of the new, whatever that is. M10s, Recurves, they're all Recurves straight down there. Recurves, feathers. Now, feathers took me over a year to get in, and that's what I've got left after I paid for them. A longbows, Martin, Bear, more Recurves. I'll just run around this side. Goes right to the thing. Hurricane target bags. Win-win. So win-win limbs, forge risers, Optimo limbs, elite fiber limbs, axiom limbs, Optimo limbs, bows. Storm targets on the ground. Sorry, it's like there. Oh, Predator bows. I should have a whole heap of Predator bows somewhere. Predator bows, we've got a whole pile of them. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 of them. Wood shafts all down here. Sights on the ground. If I could work out how to use this camera. And then we've got more bows there. And then I've got another target up here. So I can fit about 3 people up, 3 people downstairs shooting. I can shoot 2 people upstairs if I don't have lots of stock. So let's just see. I've got to finish unpacking the container, so I'm going to end this pretty quick. Elite option versus the Matthews. I haven't shot the Elite option 6, so I can't tell you. I've shot the Halon. Halon 32 is really lovely to shoot. Nice bow. You need modules to do it, which is the drawback on that. Bowtechs are high-end, great bows, low-end. I used to sell 700 Bowtechs a year, and Bowtech dropped me because a guy promised to sell 2,000 Bowtechs a year. He's now out of business, and I think he ended up selling 30. So they dropped me. But when they dropped me, I sold 700 PSEs and 700 Bowtechs. When they dropped me, my sales in PSE went to 2,000 bows a year. So my sales were actually was actually okay. So I didn't make much difference. But I really liked Bowtech at the time. Their customer service was atrocious, and they lied a lot. Steve, I have favor to ask. I have brought my daughter's a stinger from you, and her peep is so far out of alignment. This is not great for her. Have to sort it out. Okay, so if you're shooting a stinger or any bow with a peep sight which doesn't have a rubber, you have an option. You either get a rubber to align it, so it's a piece of rubber that connects the peep sight to the string, or you get yourself a little portable bow press. They sell for about $30. And then you've got to twist the string on the peep. So you take the string off and you twist it like half a turn or one full turn, and eventually it will be okay. If you need me to do a video on how to do that, it can take about an hour to get a peep sight aligned. So, but you need to buy a little bow press to do that, or get a piece of rubber. It's a peep aligner, and then it will line up. Sounds windy, yeah, it is, and it's been really wet and cold. Where am I from? South Australia, and Adelaide. I was actually born right here in where my shop is. Can I bring it in to you and get it sorted out? Yeah, I can do it literally in a couple of minutes, a peep sight, or sometimes it can take an hour. It depends how fussy you are and how lucky I am. Well, Pete Shepley's ego. Now, I'm going to say about Pete. Pete is a lovely guy. I've met Pete several times. He's a lovely, lovely person. His wife is lovely. I've met his kids. One's a chef at the PSE factory. Jonathan, actually, the next time I went to the PSE factory, Pete was there to meet me. And I said, "Oh, hi, John." And I was like, "Oh, my God, I got the name wrong." But that's the way it is. But he's a lovely, lovely man. They are very humble, the family. Now, their wife, they own a ranch, which you'll see on a video called Gringo, I think it is. They have a dog, and the dog's one of those rescue dogs that they got from it was left on the side of the road. He is such a humble guy. And, you talk about egos. He's a lovely person, and he's the person who says, look, the reason you set up a business is to employ people locally. And, he tries to make everything in America unless he can't afford to. So to me, no, I don't think he's got an ego. I think he's lovely. If I walk past him at the ATA show, he always says hi to me. And I tell you, that's not the case with other manufacturers. They're always lovely, and the people in the factory are lovely. Are you hiring? Actually, I'd like to set up another shop, but it's really hard. Agreed. Just wondering how the Bowtech compares to PSE. Now, the new Bowtechs I don't see because they don't come into Australia really. They wouldn't sell 40 Bowtechs a year in Australia now, so there'd probably be one in my state. Thoughts on Apex bows? Are you talking the Apex Chinese bows? I don't know, but they're cheap Chinese bows. They just brand them their own. Is it cold there? Yeah, it's winter. I thought I've done all the obsession bow reviews. The only one I haven't done is the final cut. It's been really windy, dark, and rainy here, and I only get to do reviews on Sundays. What do I think is better for target, a Supra Focus or a Matthews TRX? Now, I shot the TRX. The TRX is a lovely bow. That Supra I shot the other day, I think, was the best bow I've shot. So I'm going to set up for target, and I'll let you know how I shoot with it. But I think it's a lovely bow. That new Supra, I don't think it looks as good, but I think it shot really, really well. Will I get a Supra for myself? I'm going to set one up and I will try it, but I do want to set up an indoor bow. But if I shoot better with that, yeah, I'll shoot a Supra if I shoot better with it. But I do like my Perform. If you need a better shop, you set one up yourself. How's the PSE Evolve? The PSE Evolve's really, really good. A lovely bow. I've never had a complaint about it. I have people shoot it for hunting or target. All right, I'm planning on getting Perform X. Any advice? Go and shoot. Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Perform X, you've got to shoot lots because it weighs a fair bit, so you've got to get strong enough to be able to shoot it in the draw cycle and in the physical bow weight. Yeah, my shop's a long way to get to. Have you ever seen counterfeit bows on the market? Are you talking about the toe point? I get a lot of this about copy bows. Now, toe point actually dropped me. Toe Point produced bows which were very similar to the Matthews, but they branded them as Toe Point, so I don't call them counterfeit bows. Martin had bows made in China, and they had the Chinese company release the bows as Martin, but they didn't come from Martin. They came from the Chinese factory. So whether you call that counterfeit or not, that's up to you. But basically, no. From the Stinger, upgrading from the Stinger, or wait and spend a bit more and get something better. That's up to you. Your best bet's to go in and try all the different shops. Do much hunting? No, I work 7 days a week. I've never had a holiday. I've hunted probably 4 times, maybe 5. Anyway, I've got to go because I'm finished unpacking the container. Anyway, thanks. I will do a couple more live ones. If you've got questions, you can shoot it down there. If you want to see videos on certain things, just drop it down there.